right now, about to do my best. Yeah, 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 right now, about to do my best.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Shark Out of Water back at it again. Hey, the more I talk, the more it makes sense. Make sure y'all stay tuned, all right? Appreciate the support for the last video. I see that y'all like these type of videos. So, hey, I say, why not do another one? I was contemplating about doing this video for a minute. I've been new about this case. You know what I'm saying? I've been, I look into a lot of things. You feel me? In my personal time, and it's always caught my interest because it was so bizarre and so like wow, like nothing like this happens. In modern day. You feel me? Not so highly publicized. You feel me? But without further ado, today we're gonna be talking about the story of Big Lurch. Big Lurch was a rapper in the 90s, if you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? He probably wasn't around for that time. He an old style rapper. He wasn't really big like that, but he was big. You know what I'm saying? He was mainstream. That's why it's so highly publicized, and it was highly publicized. But I'm gonna read the bio real quick, and then we're gonna play a video to break down the case, because this is crazy, man. Make sure y'all leave a like if y'all like the video, and share this video. Tell your peoples about it. This is crazy right here. But anyway, his name was Antron. Well, his name is. He's not dead. He in jail. Antron Singleton. Born September 15th, 1976, better known by his stage name Big Lurch, is a convicted murderer, cannibal, and former rapper. Highlight on the cannibal. That boy was accused of eating somebody. He is serving life for murdering 21-year-old roommate Tanisha Yisis. Yisis. I don't know how to say her name. Sorry, rest in peace. For eating parts of her body in April 2002. Wow, that wasn't even that long ago, for real. If you really think about it. But he was born in Dallas, Texas. Hey, shout out Dallas, Texas. Y'all got some wild people down there. Not everybody down there wild like that. But yeah, we're gonna play this video real quick and go right into the case because basically he was an up and coming rapper. He you know made songs with Biggie, or it was around the time Biggie was out. So think about that era and this coming out. This was like crazy, you know what I'm saying? The media was probably going wild, but this was before social media. So imagine if like social media was out around that time. This would have been crazy. But let's play the video.
Tanisha's body was found the next day with multiple injuries and.
Oh, before we go further, shout out Matty Balls for the audio. Appreciate it. Give credit where credit is due. Y'all go follow and like some of his videos. Cool guy, you know what I'm saying? But let's play the video.
Bite marks. This next part's pretty disturbing, so if you don't like gore, maybe click off or mute it for a little bit. But basically, her chest had been opened and a piece of her lung had been removed. The police found Lurch naked running through the streets, claiming he was covered in blood. They even said that they found pieces of Tanisha in Lurch's stomach. From face value, it looks like Lurch is the.
So they've run that back one time. They found her with her chest cavity exposed and a piece of her lung missing, or lung exposed or whatever. So they found him running in the streets naked. Some say he wasn't naked, but he was hallucinating, howling at the moon. So they say like a werewolf or something. So think about that. When the police pulled up on him, he was outside. So I don't know what's going on. They said it was a dog in the apartment. He lived there. First of all, before we go further, he lived there with, two other people. It was his best friend or his homie and his girlfriend. So it was three people involved in this. But I feel like the boyfriend plays a big part in this because Big Lurch ended up going to trial for this, and what happened to the boyfriend. So let's find out.
The one who did it, and I thought this for a while too because, well, there are pieces of her in his stomach. He was found bloody. He was on PCP. It just seems like he was the one who did it. And many other people think this too because of articles, headlines, and YouTube titles. But when you look a little bit deeper into it, it actually looks like Lurch may have been set up. Milton Grimes, who I mentioned earlier, who was a manager at the label and was also a gang member, was assigned to be Lurch's lawyer. At the time, they were pleading insanity, so Lurch was on psych meds called haloperidol. Mayo Clinic says this medicine may cause people to become dizzy, drowsy, or may cause trouble with thinking or controlling body movements. So Lurch really couldn't speak for himself or defend himself, and he really had no idea what was going on. Milton Grimes' strategy was to admit that...
And that's the crazy thing. So he was using PCP, if y'all didn't catch that. Basically, PCP is embalming fluid. People smoke embalming fluid. Embalming fluid is stuff they put in dead people, if you didn't know. It's the stuff they put in your skin to make it all stiff and stuff. So when you're in the casket, you're looking all fresh. Yeah, people smoke that. And apparently makes you hallucinating, like you said, makes you dizzy, whatnot. Makes you do things you wouldn't normally do, see things you wouldn't normally see, hear things you wouldn't normally hear. And it's not funny, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making fun of it. I'm speaking against it. You know, please don't do drugs. If this is not a PSA for not doing drugs, you know, he should, you know, be the poster child for this, you know, don't do drugs, you know what I'm saying? Or what was that, Dare? Y'all remember Dare? He should be on there like, don't do drugs. That's what happened to you. But nah, that's crazy though. Like you mix all these substances, probably with, you know, drinking, whatever, you know, smoking weed, whatever, you know what I'm saying? One thing led to another, but hey, that's just crazy to just think about. Like, who smokes embalming fluid? Like, what would possess you in your mind to smoke that? Like, for real.
Lurch did it, and to claim he was insane, and told Lurch he would only get a couple of years and then he would be let free. But the case that Grimes made was actually extremely weak, and here's why. First of all, pleading insanity in California doesn't work when you're a voluntary drug user. It can be used if you have a history of mental illness, which Lurch did, but it was never brought up in trial. Apparently, Lurch was hospitalized 2 times for his bipolar disorder. As for the bite marks, Lurch says that there were dogs in the house, but that was never brought up, and the bite marks were never tested to see if they matched Lurch's teeth. Like I said, they claimed he was covered in blood when they found.
So the bite marks wasn't tested for his teeth, and you know they found him how they found him. Y'all remember that?
Him, but the pictures don't show that much blood. There were also a lot of bloody handprints and footprints at the scene, but for some reason they weren't used in the case. Lurch also says he was living in a dope house since he was involved with a lot of gangs, and he says that there were tons of guns and drugs in the house, but when the police came to the scene, none of the drugs or guns were there, so it had been cleaned.
So yeah, it might have been a setup. Like, think about it. If you're in that type of environment, all type of stuff gonna be laying around, and you gotta hide that. Obviously, somebody just died. You know, thinking from a criminal standpoint here, you know, obviously that don't make sense. So yeah, that seems like something was intentional. They found bloody handprints and footprints. Like, yeah, this sounds like a ritual or something. Like, it sounds crazy. Like, hey man, hey, that's why I say it's better to live alone sometimes, you know, or live with your peoples and, you know, just living with everybody because you don't know what people got going on. You know, you doing those type of drugs in your house, you know. Rest in peace to Tanisha. Not saying she did PCP or she did it or she did not. I don't know. You know, hopefully we'll talk about it in this video, but it's just like you're condoning it just by being in that environment. If you see people bugged out, tripping, doing crazy stuff, because that stuff make you like run around naked and stuff. Like I seen people on PCP growing up and where I'm from, like it's a wild drug. You look like a zombie, like for real. So it's not a far stretch to, you know, the imagination for someone to be like, all right, yeah, this man ate somebody. But let's look at the case further, man.
Up, making it seem like he may have been set up and this was planned. The victim, Tanisha, was also found with a lot of PCP in her system, and even with her mom saying that she didn't use PCP, there was so much found in her system that it would have been impossible for her to smoke it, so some think that it was actually poured down her throat. They even used some of Lurch's...
That's crazy. So her mom said she didn't do PCP, but you never know what your child is doing as a mother, especially she grown. Like, you never know what they got going on truly in their household. You're not living with them unless she was. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But that just sound weird. You feel me? Like, and they said it was so much PCP in her system that she couldn't even smoke it all. Apparently, you can like OD on that, or it's a limit you can consume before you pass out or something. So there's something ain't adding up here.
Unreleased music in court, which has now just recently become illegal. On top of all of this evidence that wasn't used in court, Milton Grimes, his lawyer, was sued for malpractice in 2004 by another client and was ordered to pay $1.2 million. Although Lurch...
And they use his music against him, so be careful what y'all putting in y'all music nowadays. Just like YNW Melly, Boy on Child, for killing his homeboy. Hey, they using his lyrics about him killing his homeboy. Like, come on now. Like, y'all literally put the hole, y'all dig the hole and put yourself in it and wonder why you in it. You feel me? So, if he made horrorcore rap. If y'all know what horrorcore rap, that's kind of like the extreme side, gory, rapping about killing and gory stuff like, like older Eminem, Big Lurch, hell, even Biggie had some like horrorcore rap for real. He got some crazy songs. If you listen to Biggie for real, like the less popular songs that ain't really play, like he get into some crazy stuff. But that be the mentality behind it. Just like, shout out Bone Thugs. I am from Cleveland, but they got some crazy stories and songs about them. I'm probably make a separate video about them. But yeah, it be some wild stuff going on behind the scenes. Y'all be careful who you keep around you, what you be doing. You feel me?
Lurch has said that Milton Grimes was a manager at the label. I couldn't find anything online linking him to the label, but if he really was a part of that label and he really was a gang member, that would be a crazy turn of events, and this case would look a lot more in Lurch's favor. Lurch himself said that he believes that Grimes did this.
But what would being a gang member got to do with it, though?
Because he knew the DA and everyone at the court and wanted
they gang eat people? Like, that's crazy as hell.
To gain favor with another case. So as we can see, there's a ton of inconsistencies with the case, but they don't really prove Lurch's innocence. But one thing that makes the case look a lot more in Lurch's favor is that the victim's mother actually sued the label, claiming that the label provided him with drugs to act out in a violent way. She thinks that the label wanted to market him as a gangster rap artist. She doesn't think Lurch killed Tynesha, and she thinks it was actually her boyfriend who was a gang member and had previously beat her before. Apparently,
yeah, they got a history of domestic violence and drug usage on his part, especially. But her own mother, is saying she's not known for doing that. I feel like people who do those type of drugs got a certain type of look to them. Hey, if you doing that stuff, stop doing that, man. That shit ain't cool, man.
Tynesha was actually ready to walk out on him right before the incident.
I believe he the one set all this up. He was beating on her. She had all her stuff packed, ready to leave the day all this happened.
She also points out that Tynesha was struck in the back of the head with a scooter that belonged to one of her kids, and there was a bloody handprint on the scooter that did not match Lurch's. And you're probably thinking that, well,
so a bloody handprint was found on the scooter that belonged to her kids, so kids was involved. Hopefully they wasn't there when this was going down. Pray for them kids, man. They probably had a crazy upbringing because of that, man. That trauma, just knowing your mother died such a crazy way. And the way they found out, I pray for them and hope they all right, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how they turned out. Pray they all right. But that's crazy, though. That's an important piece of evidence that wasn't used in the case, unfortunately. They said the handprint didn't even match Big Lurch's. So I feel like that was kind of a crazy thing to leave out. And the boyfriend, where was he when this was all going down? Where was he? He was outside running naked too? Like, what's going on?
Well, all this may be true. What about the pieces of Tynesha that were found in Lurch's stomach? Well,
Right.
Lurch himself says that they only found a very small portion, and the victim's mother thinks that Lurch was so high he may have mistaken it for a piece of meat, or he may have been tricked by the people that were there. It is also...
So first of all, what? So they gave, I don't know, because I never did no PCP. I never do stuff like that. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, you can't say that don't make sense. Like, you don't know what kind of environment you in or what kind of circumstances that drug make you think. Like, I don't know. Somebody else could have did it and forced it to them to put it on them. Like, who knows? Like, people sick nowadays, man.
also been brought up that the label has done similar things before with an artist named X-Rated, who is on trial for murder. When he was on trial and after he was convicted, Black Market Records put out multiple albums to profit off of this. Regardless of all this, Lurch was sentenced to...
Everybody know about that, especially in the 90s. Like, they started pushing in late 80s, like, music that was extra violent, extra, like, crazy or degrading women and stuff like that. That's where it truly started. Like, nothing new is under the sun, you feel me? So everybody know about the agenda that's being pushed out. Like, not saying I don't listen to, that type of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? I'm a enjoyer of music, period. You know what I'm saying? I like to listen to something without a biased opinion and then form my own opinion. Like, what would make a person make a song about eating people, or doing crazy stuff like, you know, Tyler Creator and stuff like that. Like, you know, listening to his older stuff is just wild, you feel me? But they do it for shock value, I guess, you know. But I feel like that paint a picture about your mental, what you actually got going on. Because I'm not about to produce something that paint me in that type of way. You know, I don't even want to be looked at like I be on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Like, let's be real. I don't want to be known for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I always put out content, like I'm a content creator, I've always made videos about extra violent stuff or, you know, doing it, you know what I'm saying? Not speaking against it, not having positive, uplifting videos as well. Like I was just, you know, pushing out 24/7 hate speech and all that, you know what I'm saying? That would be paint a picture of who I am, then, you know, I'll be trying to contrast that, be like, hey, yeah, I'm a positive person, but you know, my online presence, my art that I created, my media that I created, whether I'm a rapper or singer, you know, podcast or whatever, like whatever I produce, it's a reflection of me. And that goes for everyone else, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Sorry to get all philosophical there, but I just wanted to say that, you know.
To life in prison in 2003 without the possibility of parole. Following the trial and the sentencing, there's been even more shady stuff that's happened. The label put out the album that Lurch had been working on and titled it It's All Bad. Lurch said that the original name of the album was going to be The Puppet Master, but instead the label put it out however they wanted to. So this just further backs what Tanisha's mother was trying to say about the label trying to market him as some gangster rap artist. And on top...
Damn, they trying to foretold something. And even on the album cover, you know, I'm going to put it on there. They got him with a fucking platter with a skull on it. Like, that's creepy.
For that, they actually...
He do look like Big Lurch from the Addams Family. Y'all know Big Lurch? Like, you rain. Yeah, he do look like that dude. I ain't gonna hold you.
Photoshopped a picture of Big Lurch holding a platter with a skull on it and used it for the cover art for the album, clearly trying to use his case to market the album. They later released a documentary called Drugs Made Me Do It, again without Lurch's permission.
Behind the biography I did called Drugs Made Me Do It. You know, I didn't even know that was going to be the name, but, you know, they put it out on some Hollywood.
So, yeah, man, I'm going to probably stop it right here because that's pretty much the whole case. But like I said, we don't even know about what happened to the boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, you know, Big Lurch. I hope if he is innocent, I hope he receives the proper justice. But this is just a clear example of watching the company you keep at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But what are your thoughts on it? What did y'all think about this video? Or what do you know about Big Lurch or anything else? Any conspiracies you want me to go over? Anything else y'all want me to talk about? DM me. You want to collab? You know, I'm willing to collab. Let's do a podcast together. Got something meaningful to talk about, that is. But, you know, as always, make sure you leave a like if you like the content. If you like these reaction videos, y'all like the last one. So I was like, you know, why not? Let's do another one. You know what I'm saying? But as always, hey, be safe out there. Y'all stay prayed up. Stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Stay exercising. It's your boy Shark Out of Water signing off.